The pink shoe falls from my husband's suitcase and hits the marble floor with a soft thud that might as well be a gunshot. I'm frozen, holding this tiny piece of evidence in my trembling hands when Park Ji-hoon emerges from the bathroom, steam curling around him. His eyes, those cold, calculating Seo eyes, lock onto what I'm holding, and for the first time since I met him, I see real fear flash across his face. "Put that down," he says quietly. Too quietly. "You have a child." It's not a question. His jaw clenches. "You have no right to go through my things. We just got married 6 hours ago, and you're already keeping secrets?" My laugh is bitter, hysterical, because oh God, the irony. I'm literally the last person who should be throwing stones. Ji-hoon crosses the room in 3 strides and snatches the shoe from my hand. "Like you're not hiding anything, Kang Min-jun?" His voice drops to a dangerous whisper. "I can smell the suppressants on you. You think I haven't noticed? You're not an alpha at all, are you?" My blood turns to ice. 12 hours earlier, I'm standing at the altar in the Grand Hyatt Seoul, and I can't stop my hands from shaking. The ceremony hall is decorated with white roses and fairy lights. My mother's choice, not mine. 300 guests watch as I prepare to marry a man I've only met twice. Park Ji-hoon stands beside me in a black Armani suit, his expression carved from marble. He's beautiful in that untouchable way, sharp jawline, dark eyes that reveal nothing, the kind of face that belongs on magazine covers. Which makes sense, since he's been on several as Korea's youngest CEO of Park Industries. "Kang Min-jun," the officiant says, "do you take Park Ji-hoon to be your lawfully wedded husband?" I think about my son, Hanol, watching this on video call from my cousin's apartment. I think about my parents' architectural firm drowning in debt. I think about the suppressants I took 3 times today to hide what I really am. I lie. Ji-hoon's hand trembles slightly as he slides the platinum band onto my finger. For just a moment, our eyes meet, and I see something flicker in his pain? Regret? But it's gone before I can be sure, replaced by that perfect, emotionless mask. The kiss is brief, cold, performed for the cameras. Everyone applauds. No one knows this marriage is a business transaction dressed in Vera Wang and false promises. At the reception, I escape to the bathroom and video call Hanol. My 5-year-old son's face fills the screen, and my heart clenches. "Appa, you look like a prince," he says, giggling. "You should be sleeping, troublemaker. It's past your bedtime." "But I wanted to see you get married. Is your new husband nice?" I glance at the bathroom door, making sure I'm alone. "I don't know yet, baby. But everything Appa does is for you, okay? I love you." "Love you too, Appa." After I hang up, I stare at my reflection. 27 years old, and I'm already so tired of pretending. Pretending to be an alpha. Pretending this marriage is real. Pretending I didn't give my heart to someone who died 4 years ago and left me with the most beautiful gift I could never acknowledge publicly. Lee Yun-seo. Even thinking his name hurts. I splash cold water on my face, reapply my scent blockers, and return to the reception where Ji-hoon is making small talk with shareholders, his smile perfect and empty. The honeymoon sweet. We're staying one night at the hotel before I'm supposed to move into Ji-hoon's Gangnam penthouse tomorrow. The suite is obscenely luxurious, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul, a bed big enough for 5 people, champagne chilling in a bucket that costs more than my monthly rent. Ji-hoon immediately disappears into the bathroom. I hear the shower running. I'm exhausted, my suppressants are wearing off, and I just need to find something to help me sleep. That's the only reason I open his suitcase. I'm looking for the complimentary toiletries, I swear. That's when I see it. A small pink shoe, glittery and worn, tucked between expensive shirts. Child-sized. Recently used, judging by the scuff marks. My heart stops. And that's when he walks out, and everything explodes. Now we're standing 3 feet apart in this enormous suite, 2 strangers who just legally bound their lives together, and the air is crackling with accusations and fear. "How long have you known?" I ask, my voice barely a whisper. "That you're an Omega?" "Since the engagement dinner last month. Your suppressants failed for about 30 seconds when you got stressed about the seating arrangements." Ji-hoon pours himself a whiskey with steady hands, but I notice he fills the glass more than usual. I said nothing because I have my own secrets to protect. But now, He trails off, staring at the pink shoe like it's a bomb. Now we both know too much, I finish. Ji-hoon downs the whiskey in one gulp. Sit down. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it properly. Do what? Tell the truth. All of it. His eyes meet mine, and for the first time, I see the real Park Ji-hoon, scared, wounded, desperate. Because something tells me our secrets are connected. And if I'm right about this... He pulls out his phone and shows me a photo. My world tilts. It's a picture of a beautiful Omega with silver hair and gentle eyes, holding a baby girl. Lee Yunseo. My Yunseo. You knew him, I breathe. He was everything to me, Ji-hoon says, his voice breaking. And I destroyed him. I sink onto the couch, my legs suddenly unable to hold me. Start talking, I whisper. Tell me everything. Outside, Seoul glitters with 1,000 lights. Inside this suite, two broken men are about to discover that their carefully constructed lives are built on the same foundation of love, loss, and a beautiful Omega who connected them in ways neither could have imagined. Ji-hoon pours himself another whiskey. His hands aren't steady anymore. I met Yunseo 7 years ago, he begins, staring at the amber liquid like it holds answers. Seoul National University. I was finishing my MBA, being groomed to take over the company. He was a literature major, quiet, beautiful, always reading under the cherry blossom trees. I close my eyes. I can picture it perfectly. That's exactly how Yunseo was when I knew him too, always with a book, always gentle. We started dating in secret. My family. Ji-hoon's laugh is hollow. They would never accept me with an Omega. Not publicly. Omegas are fine for fun, they said, but Park men marry alphas or betas. People of status. His voice drips with bitterness. I was a coward. I loved him, but I kept him hidden like something shameful. My chest tightens. I want to hate Ji-hoon, but I hear the self-loathing in every word. 6 months in, he got pregnant. Ji-hoon's glass trembles. He was so happy, Minjun. He came to my apartment with the test, crying and laughing, talking about baby names. And I. What did you do? I panicked. I told him we couldn't keep it. That a baby would ruin everything. My career, my family's reputation, his future. I said terrible things. That he was being selfish. That he trapped me. Ji-hoon's voice cracks. The next morning he was gone. Completely disappeared. Changed his number, dropped out of school, vanished. I'm gripping the couch so hard my knuckles are white. The timeline, it matches. It all matches. What was his full name? I ask, even though I already know. Lee Yunseo. Why? Ji-hoon finally looks at me, and something in my expression makes him go pale. No. No, you didn't. I met him 6 years ago. The words taste like ash. I was 21, just starting my architecture career. He was working at a small bookstore in Hongdae, looked so sad and lost. We became friends first. He never talked about his past, never mentioned you or the baby. I didn't push. Ji-hoon sets down his glass before he drops it. We fell in love slowly, I continue. He was different with me, guarded, like he'd been hurt badly. After 8 months together, he told me he was pregnant. My baby this time. Tears burn my eyes. I was terrified but excited. We started planning. And then what? He collapsed at work. They rushed him to the hospital. My voice breaks. Acute leukemia. Aggressive. The doctors said the pregnancy complicated everything, but Yunseo refused treatment until after the baby was born. He said he'd already lost one child, he wouldn't lose another. The sound Ji-hoon makes is barely human. He gave birth at 7 months. A little boy, Hanol, which means sky, because Yunseo said that's where he'd be watching from. I'm crying now, can't stop. He held him for 3 hours. Then he made me promise to keep Hanol safe, to never tell anyone he was mine, to protect him from a world that would judge him for having an Omega father. He died 2 days later. When? Ji-hoon whispers. 4.5 years ago. October 13th. Ji-hoon stands abruptly and walks to the window, his shoulders shaking. When he speaks again, his voice is wrecked. September 9th. 4 years ago. That's when she appeared. She. He pulls out his phone with trembling hands and shows me another photo. A baby girl with Yunseo's eyes and nose, maybe 6 months old, wrapped in a pink blanket. I came home from work and found her in a basket outside my door. There was a note. He swipes to the next image, a piece of paper in Yunseo's handwriting. I recognize it immediately, my heart stops. Her name is Soo Bin. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. No return address. No phone number. I hired investigators. They found nothing. I thought. Ji-hoon's voice breaks completely. I thought he just didn't want her. That he'd moved on and saw her as a burden. So I raised her in secret, told everyone she was my cousin's child I was fostering. I've been trying to find him for 4 years to tell him what a good father I could be, to beg him to come back. The pieces are falling into place, and the picture they form is devastating. He must have gotten sick right after he left Soo Bin with you, I whisper. He was already dying. He knew he couldn't care for her, so he brought her to you, her father. Then he met me and he got one last chance at happiness before the end, Ji-hoon finishes. One last child. One last love. We sit in horrible silence. Outside, Seoul lives and breathes, oblivious to the tragedy unfolding in this suite. Hanul and Soo Bin, I finally say. They're half-siblings. They deserve to know each other. Ji-hoon turns to face me, and his Seo mask is completely gone. This is just a broken man who lost everything. But if anyone finds out, if our families discover we both have children from the same Omega, that you're actually an Omega too, they'll destroy us, I finish. Take the children away. Use it to annul the marriage, ruin our careers, claim we're unfit parents. So what do? I stand up, my decision made. We stay married. We keep our secrets, all of them. And we bring Hanul and Soo Bin together. Let them be the family Yunseo wanted them to be. Ji-hoon stares at me like I'm insane. You do that? Stay married to me, knowing everything? For my son? I'd do anything. I meet his eyes. And Soo Bin deserves her brother. They've both lost their birth father. The least we can do is give them each other. This is crazy. Probably. I almost smile. But we're already legally bound. Might as well make it mean something. Ji-hoon extends his hand. Partners, in this insane arrangement. I take it. His grip is warm, solid, real. Partners, I agree. For Hanul and Soo Bin. For Yunseo. Neither of us knows that this agreement, made in desperation and grief, will eventually become something neither of us expected. Something real. 3 months of marriage, and I still can't read Park Ji-hoon. He's polite. Distant. We share a penthouse but live separate lives. Separate bedrooms, separate schedules, intersecting only for the children. And God, the children are everything. Hanul and Soo Bin bonded instantly. She's fierce where he's gentle, bold where he's cautious. They balance each other perfectly, like they were always meant to be siblings. Watching them play together in the living room, I sometimes catch Ji-hoon staring at them with this expression of wonder mixed with pain. We told everyone we're fostering them from different relatives. Nobody questioned it. Nobody looked too close. Until now. I'm in the bathroom, throwing up for the 3rd time this morning. The suppressants are killing me. I'm dizzy constantly, my hands shake, and I can barely keep food down. But I can't stop taking them. If anyone discovers I'm an Omega. Minjun. Ji-hoon's voice outside the door. Are you all right? Fine. I call out, flushing quickly. Just something I ate. Silence. Then, you've said that every morning this week. I don't answer. Can't answer. That evening, Ji-hoon drops the bomb at dinner. My mother is coming tomorrow night. She wants to meet the children. I nearly drop my chopsticks. What? I couldn't put her off anymore. He won't meet my eyes. She's suspicious about why we suddenly have 2 children. She's been asking questions. Hanul and Soo Bin are oblivious, arguing over who gets the last dumpling. I force a smile. It'll be fine. It won't be fine. The next evening, Madam Park arrives like a winter storm, cold, sharp, evaluating everything. She's dressed in Chanel, her hair in a perfect chignon, her eyes missing nothing. So these are the children, she says, studying Hanol and Subin like specimens. Interesting how much they resemble each other. Almost like siblings. My blood runs cold. Jihun's hand tightens on his wineglass. Children often look similar at this age, I say carefully. Her eyes slide to me. And you, Minjun SSI. You're quite different from the alphas Jihun usually associates with. Something softer about you. I feel sweat beading on my forehead. Did I take enough suppressants? When was the last dose? Grandmother. Subin pipes up, saving me. Do you want to see my drawings? Appa Jihun hung them on the fridge. Appa Jihun? Madam Park's eyebrow arches. How domestic. Dinner is excruciating. She asks pointed questions about the children's relatives, about our marriage, about why I look so pale. I can feel her dissecting every answer, looking for cracks in our story. Then Hanol, my sweet innocent Hanol, says, Grandmother, do you want to see the picture of our other Appa? The pretty one with silver hair. The temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. Jihun nearly chokes on his water. Hanol, let's show Grandmother your Lego set instead. But Subin, excited now, jumps in, yes. Our birth Appa. We have the same one. Appa Jihun says he was an angel who had to go to heaven, but he loved us very much. The silence is deafening. Madam Park sets down her chopsticks with deliberate precision. Her eyes move from the children, to Jihun, to me and back. I watch the calculations happening behind those sharp eyes. The resemblance between the kids, their ages, the timeline, the angel father they share. I see, she says quietly. Too quietly. How interesting. The rest of dinner passes in agonizing tension. The children don't understand why the adults are so quiet. Madam Park asks no more questions, which is somehow worse than if she'd interrogated us. When she leaves, she kisses the children's heads, a gesture that feels more threatening than tender. At the door, she turns to Jihun. We'll speak tomorrow. Privately. The door closes. Jihun leans against it like his legs won't hold him. She knows, he whispers. An hour later, after we've put the children to bed, Jihun's phone rings. I watch the color drain from his face as he listens. Yes, Mother. I understand. Tomorrow at 10. Yes. He hangs up and looks at me with hollow eyes. She's hired an investigator. She's going to prove that both children are mine biologically, that you're not actually an alpha, and that we've been lying about everything. How long? A week. Maybe less. She has connections, private labs, doctors who'll expedite DNA tests. He runs his hands through his hair. She'll use it to annul our marriage, claim I was deceived. Then she'll fight for custody of Subin, maybe Hanol too if she can prove I'm his biological father through Yunseo. The room spins. She can't. She's Madam Park. She can do anything. Jihun's voice is dead. I'm sorry. I should never have agreed to this. I've destroyed everything. Something fierce rises in my chest. I stand up, my decision made. No. Minjun. No, I repeat firmly. I'm done running. Done hiding. We take the children and disappear, or I take a deep breath. Or we tell the truth. All of it. We own our story before she can weaponize it. Jihun stares at me like I've lost my mind. That's insane. We'll lose everything, our careers, our reputations. We'll lose our children if we don't fight. My voice rises. I've spent 6 years hiding what I am, hiding my son, pretending to be someone else because I was terrified of judgment. I'm done being terrified. They'll crucify us. Maybe. I move closer to him. But they'll have to go through both of us to get to Hanol and Subin. We tell our story first. The truth about Yunseo, about the children, about me. We control the narrative. For the first time since our wedding night, Jihun looks at me, really looks at me. And in his eyes, I see something shift. Fear, yes, but also respect. Maybe even hope. Together, he asks quietly. I hold out my hand. Together. He takes it and his grip is firm. Tomorrow thing. We burn it all down and see what's left standing. In their bedroom, Hanol and Subin sleep peacefully, unaware that their fathers are about to go to war for them. I just pray we're strong enough to win. The press conference room is packed with cameras, reporters, and judgment. I'm sitting at a table with Jihun, our hands clasped together on top where everyone can see. It's the first time we've touched in public like this, purposefully, defiantly. My suppressants are wearing off. I can feel my real scent starting to seep through, sweet and unmistakably Omega. Let them smell it. Let them know. In the front row, Madame Park sits like a queen at an execution, her face carved from ice. My parents are beside her, looking terrified and confused. Behind them, dozens of reporters lean forward like wolves scenting blood. Jihoon's hand squeezes mine. Ready? No, I whisper back. But let's do it anyway. He stands and the room goes quiet. Thank you for coming, Jihoon begins, his Seo voice steady despite the tremor I can feel in his hand. My husband and I have a story to tell. It's going to challenge everything you think you know about us, about Omegas, about family. But it's the truth, and we're done hiding it. I stand beside him, drawing strength from his presence. My name is Kang Minjun, and I'm not an alpha. My voice shakes but doesn't break. I'm an Omega who's been passing as an alpha for 6 years because I was told that's the only way I could be taken seriously as an architect. Because society said Omega fathers are shameful secrets to be hidden away. The camera flashes are blinding. Reporters start shouting questions. Jihoon raises his hand for silence. 6 and 7 years ago, he continues, we were both involved with the same Omega, Lee Yunseo. We each had relationships with him at different times. We each got him pregnant. Gasps ripple through the crowd. I see my mother's hand fly to her mouth. Yunseo died 4.5 years ago from leukemia, I say, my voice thick with emotion. But he left us with 2 beautiful children, Hanul, age 5, and Soo-bin, age 4. They're half-siblings. And we've been hiding them because we were afraid of exactly this judgment, scandal, having them taken away. But we're done being afraid, Jihoon says firmly. These children deserve better than living in shadows. They deserve fathers who are brave enough to fight for them publicly. The questions explode. Did you know about each other's children when you married? How can you claim to be fit parents? Is this marriage even legal if one of you lied about your presentation? What do you say to people who think Omegas shouldn't raise children alone? I answer the last one. I'd say those people have never met my son. Hanul is kind, brilliant, and loved. Being raised by an Omega father hasn't damaged him. It's given him compassion and strength. And he's not alone. He has me, his sister, and now Jihoon. This is a disgrace. Madame Park's voice cuts through the noise. She stands, shaking with rage. You've humiliated this family, destroyed the company's reputation. No, mother. Jihoon's voice is ice and steel. I've finally chosen my family over your reputation. And if you can't accept that, then you're not part of that family anymore. Her face goes white then red. The stock is already plummeting. The board will force you out. You'll have nothing. I'll have my children, Jihoon says simply. That's everything. She stares at him like he's a stranger, then turns and storms out. Several reporters chase after her. My father stands, looking old and tired. Minjuna, why didn't you tell us? Because you needed me to be an alpha to save the company, I say quietly. And I needed you to love me more than you needed that. He flinches. My mother is crying silently. The press conference continues for another brutal hour. Some reporters are surprisingly sympathetic. Others are vicious. Through it all, Jihoon never lets go of my hand. 3 months later, we lost everything and gained the world. Jihoon was forced out as CEO. Half our friends disappeared. The scandal was everywhere. News, social media, workplace gossip. There were protesters outside our building calling us degenerates, and supporters calling us brave. But there were also messages. Hundreds of them. From other Omegas living in secret. From single parents hiding their children. From people who said we gave them courage. Now I'm lying in bed at 11 p.m., watching Jihoon read to the kids in their room across the hall. He's doing funny voices for the characters, and their laughter fills the apartment like music. When he returns, he doesn't go to his room. He sits on my bed, closer than usual. They're happy, I say softly. Yeah. He's quiet for a moment, then, Minjun, I need to tell you something. My heart stutters. What? These past 3 months, living with you, raising the kids together, fighting the world side by side. He turns to look at me and his eyes are so open, so vulnerable. You're the strongest person I've ever met. You're brave and kind and an incredible father. And I think I'm falling in love with you. I forget how to breathe. I know this started as an arrangement, he continues quickly. I know we married to protect secrets. But maybe we can stay married for the right reasons now? I'm not asking you to love me back. Just give us a real chance. I think about everything we've survived. How he held my hand through the crucible. How he chose our children over everything. How he makes Hanol laugh and braids Subin's hair and has slowly become home. I say, my voice shaking, I've been falling for you too. I was just too scared to admit it. His smile could light cities. Also, I add nervously, there's something else. I stopped taking suppressants after the press conference, and I saw a doctor yesterday. And? I'm pregnant. 8 weeks. It's yours. Jihun's eyes go wide. Then he laughs, bright and genuine and beautiful, and pulls me into his arms. Our family keeps growing, he whispers against my hair. In their room, the kids giggle. My phone buzzes with another message of support. For the first time in my life, I'm not hiding. I'm just living. And it's everything.